Our gospel reading today is a very short one, just 2 verses from St. Luke's Gospel, chapter 11, verses 27 and 28. It continues from where we stopped yesterday. We are told that Jesus was still speaking, he was still talking, when a woman from the crowd shouted, said, "Blessed is the womb that bore you, and the breast that you sucked." This is a woman proclaiming another woman blessed. Definitely because she has seen the marvelous works of Jesus, she has seen the wisdom of Jesus, she has seen the authority that Jesus had, and had in fact wondered that God could give these excellent qualities to man. That Jesus was one special person who had the privilege of receiving all these from God. And so, the mother must be blessed. And people say that about good children. When you do well, they say, "Oh, your parents are so lucky. Your father is blessed, your mother is blessed." But you can look at what Jesus was doing while this woman was talking. You know, Jesus is a sage. He's a man of wisdom. And no, he turns everything into a lesson and teaches with everything. He was still giving instructions. We are told what I was giving yesterday. This woman, in fact, interrupted Jesus. As she heard Jesus, she was just carried away by what she heard, what she saw, what she experienced, and she shouted, "Oh, blessed is the womb that gave birth to you. Blessed is the breast that you saw." And Jesus said, "Yes, I'm blessed more are those who hear the word of God and keep it." Because he was telling them to keep the word of God, to obey the word of God, to do what he taught them. He was telling them things like that. Why was he talking? The woman interrupted him, and then he said, "Yes, very nice." But even at that, as she said, "Blessed be ye, the mother of Jesus, who is Mary," proclaim Mary blessed. And Jesus said, "Blessed are yet those who hear the word of God and keep it." It's still applicable to Mary. When Jesus said it, it wasn't quite clear whether or not at that point in time Jesus was saying, "Yes, my mother is blessed because she kept the word of God." But even if you apply it to Mary, you discover that she is some person who obeyed the word of God. An epitome of obedience. Obedience per excellence. Because from that moment Mary heard the angel, when they just said, "You will give birth to a son," and all the plan that God had said, Mary just said, "Ecce ancilia Domini, fiat mihi secundum verbum tuum. Behold, I am the handmaid of the Lord, let it be done to me as you have said." Obedience, complete obedience to the word of God. She did not argue. She did the word of God, the will of God. And so she also is blessed. So both ways, whether as the physical mother of Jesus, whom the woman referred to as being lucky and happy and blessed because she has such a son who is so wonderfully gifted, or because she did the will of God. In both ways. So whether what the woman said or what Jesus responded, Mary is blessed. So she becomes for us some form of example. She becomes for us a lesson. She becomes for us a teacher. Somebody who could emulate, who decided to obey the will of God and then became blessed. Every time Jesus talks about obeying the will of God, Jesus talks always about those who obey the will of God as being fruitful. When he gave the parable of the sower, the seed that fell on the good soil, he says that those who hear the word of God and keep it, and then they bear fruit in plenty. If we listen and obey the will of God, we will bear fruit. We'll be blessed like Mary. We'll become children of God.